Most children have no idea where the food's actually coming from. And they come here to see all these things growing. They hadn't realised that the stuff was coming from the ground. That's quite shocking in a way. My name's Allan Howard. I was born in Glasgow. I came to Brussels in 1998. I've always been involved in gardening all my life from my grandfather, and then professionally I was involved in agricultural research in the Middle East for a number of years, and I got involved in working in refugee camps, and so I was very interested in what food people can actually produce. So hence the whole idea of the kitchen garden. We don't buy any tomatoes, cucumbers or beans throughout the summer months, so that will go till probably about October. A lot of the stuff also gets processed and then put into the freezer, so that would extend it even more. I think people are becoming more interested in getting a direct source of good quality food. Even if you're buying good quality stuff from markets and supermarkets and such like, they are treated. They're actually in many respects, they're made more for transporting than they are for eating. They're made more for keeping their colour than they are. So things like tomatoes and this, they've had things done to them so that they will actually make the journey, which can be several thousand miles, to arrive on your table. And that's a bit concerning. Okay, some of the things that come out here might not always be beautiful looking, but at least you know for a fact they're clean. If you think of Brussels gardens that are mainly walled in areas, it's seen making more use of that as opposed to just growing things on the ground. In the city, you've actually got structure, which many crops require structure. They need support to grow up the way. The biggest factor is the weather, which can, as you know, with Belgium, can be very unpredictable. So that's the factor in it. This every year is different. So like this year, today we're standing here in glorious sunshine, but tonight the temperature could fall to 2 degrees. There is no expertise in this. It is very much trial and error all the time. With the weather changes, there is some benefits with the latitude that Brussels sits on. We're actually going to have reasonably better summers for producing. So there is a possibility that our food production in the city, we could see a lot more of it coming from inside the city. All of these things, I think, that bring the production closer to the people. Because I think at the heart of this is this frightening thing that people don't know where things come from, which, in some ways is wrong. It's sad that we've got generations growing up that don't know anything about where their food's coming from, or the fact that they can actually produce it themselves.